Have you ever had pain, numbness, tingling going into your hand and fingers, even a loss of power in your hand? If you've ever had those symptoms, you may be suffering from something called carpal tunnel syndrome. So, in today's video, I'm going to talk about that. We're going to take a deep dive. We're going to talk about what carpal tunnel is, what are the causes of it, and natural options we have to deal with this. So, my name's Dr. Sandy. If you're watching for the first time, I practice chiropractic in the city of Mississauga. It's been well over 20 years. I love what I do. I love working with patients, getting them healthy and stronger by focusing on the spine and nerve system. If you've been watching my videos for some time, welcome back. Let's jump into it. So, carpal tunnel. Who's at risk? Honestly, in my opinion, if anyone is using a computer on a regular basis, using their phones, it's just involving the hands, that repetition. So anyone can be at risk for that. And what exactly are we talking about? So we're talking specifically about the median nerve. So the median nerve, if we look at the origin, if we really go back, I mean, the endpoint's over here, but if we go through the whole pathways, it actually starts at C5, C6, C7, T1. So it actually starts in the neck, feeds into the brachial plexus, which is a bundle of nerves right here, which runs through the arm, turns into the median nerve, and it goes all the way down into the hand. So in traditional healthcare, if someone has those sensations, of course, this area needs to be assessed, and a chiropractor would obviously do that as well. But what we try to do in our office, and what I try to do when I meet a patient is, yes, I'll obviously look at what's happening with arms, hands and wrists and things like that. But I would also look at the surrounding structure. So knowing the median nerve runs through here, I'd be looking, yes, at the hand and the wrist, looking at the elbow involvement, looking at the shoulder involvement, the brachial plexus, and you better believe one of the main things, if we're thinking root cause, we have to look at the neck. If there's impingement here, that could be sending problems down the road into the hand. And that's what I love about chiropractic. It's very root cause focus. It wants to get to the main issue. We could keep working on this area, but if the impingement's coming from the neck and we never address this, this will never get resolved. So that's what I love. We have to look holistically. We have to look at that whole system. And just to kind of give you a visual, I drew this over here. I did the best I could. So this is looking at a hand. You can see the fingers and everything, and you can see that median nerve running through there. And again, nerves, they're giving information to the brain. They're collecting data points to the brain. So obviously numbness and tingling is not a good thing, but it's a huge information resource. So that's what a nerve does. That's a big part of the job. And the other part of a job is that it gives power to that area. So the movement, obviously, in this conversation to the hand. So it's this power information. It's this beautiful internal software we have that's connecting the brain to the world, basically. So that's looking at it. And then if we go, as I said, root cause, you can see another beautiful diagram I made, but you can see over here that we have to look at the neck. You know, depending on the research, like C5, C6, C7, T1, really the base of the neck going into the shoulder area, looking at how that feeds into the brachial plexus, and as I said, from here going into the arm. Now, what are some causes of carpal tunnel? So I think anyone who uses a computer is going to be at risk. The constant typing. I think anyone who works in a factory environment where there's repetitive motion, maybe lifting boxes or certain things like that, there's going to be a risk. But you'd be shocked. It's fairly common. So I think what we have to be aware of is also, before I say anything else, is also posture. If someone has poor posture, they're impinging this area, there's going to be a higher risk of complications, obviously going to the arms and hands. And I would also say, the big thing I always try to teach my patients as well, stress, man. If someone is constantly stressed out, there's impingement in this area, it may cause, over time, numbness and tingling to go into the arms and hands. Now, traditional medicine, which I want to say this all the time, there's a time and place for it. I think for crisis management, I think if someone has too much numbness, it's been there for years, they're dropping everything, I think they should always look at something natural, but at that point, it's going to be probably controlled with medication. It's going to be injection and surgery. And I'd be honest with you, I think the people who are coming to our office are looking for something natural. They understand that, maybe medication for like blood pressure issues, maybe medication for like diabetes or something like that. That kind of makes sense. But people who are coming to our office are saying, I want a natural solution. If I can, I'd like to avoid painkillers if I can. I'd like to avoid anti-inflammatories if I can. They're looking for something natural. Most of the patients who come to our office don't want to get an injection, and surgery would be a last resort. So they're looking for something gentle, something natural that works with the body, that can actually get to the root cause and give them that power, give them their life back, really. So that would be some of the causes, and that's looking at carpal tunnel from a natural point of view, and that's, I think, where chiropractic shines. So obviously, just some tips. If you're suffering with it and you are at work and you're using a computer heavily, take a break every hour, and you want to be doing your stretches. You want to be having the head gently go back, rotating side to side. I love when it goes to the side over here, to the different sides as well. The dream would be every hour, every 2 hours, some kind of break. If you're too busy, at least at lunch. But try for 30 seconds. If you can only do 5 or 10, great. If 30 is too easy, you can go up to 40. You have to modify for the person. The other thing is, if you're getting those sensations, as always, you can try heat or ice. It depends on the situation. Like, I'm giving some general principles because it has to be customized, but just giving you some food for thought. And I would say, obviously, doing stretches for the wrist. So the big ones for the wrist are, obviously, we're going to be pulling in the different directions like this. There's one with the prayer stretch where you're like this and you're also going in the opposite direction. But I would say, even if you could do this, I think another thing that would be great is if you could have access to like one of those stress balls or like a tennis ball. We want to exercise those areas. We want to exercise all the structures, the muscles, the nerves, the ligaments. I think those are things we can look at, but just being very aware. If your work environment is not comfortable, if your hands are up here, you're reaching to use your mouse, you want to evaluate that, obviously make it better. I think that'll make sense that you want to evaluate your workstation. If you have stress as well, finding ways to relax, meditation, prayer, listening to music, whatever works for you, something that relaxes you, getting outside in the fresh air would be good as well. And after you've tried everything, if you're still looking for a natural way to get better, obviously I'm going to say you should look at chiropractic because we are nerve focused, we're nervous system focused, and carpal tunnel is something where chiropractic can really help because, again, it's about the nervous system and we're looking at that whole unit. So if you're looking for maybe a second opinion, maybe it's a first opinion, or if you have a general question, I'd love to see if I can help. Reach out to me. My name's Dr. Sandy. You can call our office. Even before you come to the office, we offer something called a phone consultation. I can just talk to you on the phone to see if we can help. My number is 905-896-3393. So we can book a time. You just have a general question. It might be for you or someone you care about. I'd love to just connect with you on the phone. And then if you're ready to kind of say, you know what, I think I understand what you're saying, Dr. Sandy, I'd love to get an evaluation. We offer a free spinal checkup. We take a detailed history. We have a special software that evaluates the spine and lets us know that if you're a chiropractic candidate or not. We can do that free checkup and see if we can help. If we can help, we'll let you know. And if we can't, we'll also let you know. But we'll do a checkup to at least get a baseline of what's happening with the nerves, what's happening with the spine, the nervous system, things like that. And again, we're here for you. So my name's Dr. Sandy. If you have any questions about a phone consultation, the free spinal checkup, I'm available at 905-896-3393. Call, text us. If you want more information, you can go to my website. I'll include it in the description below. That's www.gopowerflow.com. And again, I'd love to see if we could help you, whether this message is for you or someone you care about. We're here for you. God bless, and have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you so much.